Mariam Meher's baby daughter Fatima is almost a year old. Like most young mothers, Mariam delights in Fatima's tiny triumphs. But she has few people to share her pride. Fatima has never met her grandparents, although they live close by. That's because of something Mariam doesn't have: a husband.
Having a child without a father is not an easy thing.
When Mariam was just 19 years old and still a student, she got pregnant. Her boyfriend refused to marry her, and in Moroccan society, bearing a child without being married is a source of deep shame. Mariam says she considered suicide. Instead, she ran away without telling her parents about her condition.
I felt confused. I didn't know what to do. I mean, should I go home or go back? Where should I go? I was in a big dilemma.
When it was time to have the baby, she was too frightened to go to a hospital. Although it's rarely prosecuted, there is a law on the books forbidding sex outside of marriage.
This isn't Europe. This is Morocco. The hospital means police and a scandal.
Eventually, she ended up here at Solidarité Féminine. It's a Casablanca-based non-profit organization that supports single mothers. Now Mariam is learning a skill, sewing, while Fatima is looked after in the center's daycare. The center is the life's work of 68-year-old Aisha shunned. 25 years ago, Madame Shanna was a young mother herself. She was working as a social worker when she encountered a single mother giving up her baby.
Au moment où je vais la voir, elle était en train de donner le sein à son bébé.
When I saw her, she was in the middle of feeding her baby, and the baby was taken from her breast and started to cry. I left, hiding my tears, and couldn't sleep all night. Thinking about that mother who was forced to give up her baby by social pressure, legal pressure, and economic pressure. And that night I swore to do something so that this stops.
In Casablanca, Morocco's largest city with a population of 3 million, about 1,000 women per year give birth without being married, according to one NGO study. Solidarité Féminine trains about 50 women at a time in a trade and helps hundreds more with legal and social services. The organization lends women money to operate small businesses. It also runs its own restaurant, patisserie, and beauty salon. Those businesses help raise funds. The organization is also supported by international NGOs and the state. Perhaps the most important thing Madame Shanna offers is acceptance and love.
We feel Madame Shanna is like our children's grandmother. She helps us, and she's someone who's standing by our side. Someone who says to everyone, no, a single mother's not a bad person. She's not a whore.
Some in Moroccan society, which is 99% Muslim, also disapprove of those who help single mothers. 9 years ago, Madame Shanna was the subject of a death threat by religious extremists who said her work was immoral. But she refused to give up, a decision her family supported.
Et au moment où j'étais condamnée par les extrémistes,
when I was condemned by the religious extremists here in Morocco, my husband said to me, "You must keep your head high. You have to resist. You don't have the right to give up." There aren't a lot of husbands who would say that to their wives, especially in our society.
Over the years, Madame Shanna has attracted some powerful allies. Among them, Morocco's king, widely seen as a supporter of women's rights. In 2004, the king proposed a change to the laws regarding family life. Morocco today has some of the most liberal laws in the Arab world regarding divorce, marriage, and the family. The government sets aside about 10% of the seats in parliament for women, and about 1/3 of university professors and doctors are female. But societal attitudes about pregnancy outside of marriage remain largely unchanged, as this single mother who didn't want to show her face knows from experience.
I want to say that the society should change, of course. And I'm not against Islam, of course, because I'm a Muslim woman. I'm not against Islam, but I'm against the ideas of the society.
Raja Neji Mikawi, a professor of law, says although the law provides protection for single mothers, cultural norms and traditions still work against them.
القانون بينص على ايه بخصوص الامهات العازبات؟
المرأة اللي رزقت بطفل خارج إطار الزواج يعني
A woman who has a child without being married can live a normal life in society. That exists. On a legal level, she can live. But it's true that the societal perception of her is not positive.
And it's societal attitudes that Madame Shanna most hopes to change.
I think that by changing the mentality of people, you can transform society.
So that the babies who come through her center can hope for a future that is not haunted by events of the past. Hoda Osman for Worldfocus in Casablanca, Morocco.